Do you ever find yourself a few weeks into semester fumbling around with multiple notebooks, random bits of paper and post-it notes, trying to remember where you wrote down that thing that your tutor said you had to get done this week? Are you overwhelmed with stuff that needs to get done and not sure what to start first or how you're going to complete it all? It's time to get yourself a student weekly plan. Hi, I'm Liz Watt. Welcome back to Archimash, the best place for aspiring architects to learn faster and easier. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you how to create a weekly plan that will help get you through every semester as stress-free as possible. Let's get started. When you have a plan and know exactly what needs to get done and when, you're going to find that stress and overwhelm start to dissolve. Wherever you are in your studies or your semester, there's always an opportunity to make a plan for how to move forward as efficiently and effectively as possible. There are 3 steps you need to work through to manage your week. Let's go through them one at a time. So first of all, you need to get yourself a typical week plan. A typical weekly plan is a general plan and starting point as you move through the semester 1 week at a time. So as soon as you have your class timetable for the semester, you can start to develop your typical weekly plan and block out the times allocated to certain activities. A 1-page weekly plan can be set up as a grid or table to include the 7 days of the week across the top, the times of the day down the side in half-hour or hour increments. You can use a full 24-hour day from midnight or simplify it from an hour or 2 before you generally wake up to an hour or so after you go to sleep. To make it super easy, I've created a complete architectural startup student planner for you to download and print. It includes a new semester plan, typical weekly plan, master task lists, and weekly and daily planner, as well as instructions on how to use these documents. You can find it at archimash.com/free/planner, or the link is in the description. Once you have your typical weekly planner printed out or set up yourself, it's important to start to add in the things that will be consistent over your semester and do not really change each week. So these could include, for example, class time. So when will you be in class each week? Travel. Now, how long will it actually take for you to travel to and from each class to ensure that you arrive early and on time? Can include sleep. Be realistic. How much sleep do you need each night? What time do you need to go to bed? And what time will you wake up to be energized and awake? It'll include meals. So how much time do you need to eat each meal? Do you need to prepare them? Will you be at home for some of them or out of the house? Exercise. When will you do your exercise each week or each day? Are there classes you want to attend, or is there some flexibility in the times every day? You need to include work. If you have a job with fixed hours each week, this needs to be included. Add in planning and when you're going to review your plan and set yourself up for the next week, maybe Sunday afternoon or evening. Now, once you have all these things that are fixed, added into your week, you can now see the white space around them and start to fill in the other things that need to happen and have some flexibility around when they can happen. So this could include study. How much study do you need to allocate for each subject a week according to the unit guide or outline? Start to consider the best time to complete the work for each subject based on the content and the tasks and the way that you study. So do you have one full day dedicated to one subject where you attend a class and then spend time directly before or afterwards studying or in the library? Or depending on the subject and the type of information, do you need to break up your study into smaller chunks throughout the week? Include personal maintenance and time each week for things like grocery shopping, cleaning the house, food preparation, or other chores. Block in some time on a Saturday or Sunday morning for this. Consider time for hobbies. Do you go to a class each week? Add in time for social and family events. Do you need to spend time with them? Does your family have a fixed Friday night dinner or a Sunday afternoon catch up? And then you're going to see the white space. So it's important to leave chunks of white space where there's nothing throughout the day that allows for unexpected tasks or activities that might come up, as well as sort of just taking a breather and chilling out. Now, the second step is to prioritize. Once you've put in all the things you need to do during the week, it's highly likely you may be stuck for time to complete everything, including all your study, especially if you're working or have a lot of other commitments. Here's the truth of many university courses, and in particular design and architecture school. It's a demanding course and it is expected that you do a lot of work. If this is something that you're passionate about, you need to prioritize and figure out how you're going to do this. you may have to choose to make some sacrifices or compromises with your time during the semester. So for example, you may have to put aside some of your hobbies or social activities, or let go of video games or Netflix if you want to give your study the time it requires to do well. You may have to explain to friends and family that during the semester your priority is your study, but in the holidays you'll commit to reconnecting with them. Also, you want to consider if there are things that you can do together. So for example, if you travel to university, can you use this time to study? Or if you go to the gym or run, is there any way to listen or re-listen to recorded lectures as part of your revision? Studying architecture or any design discipline is a fine balance. The most important thing is to manage your time to include sleep, food, and exercise so that your mind and body are in optimum condition to complete the work. Once you have this sort of typical week plan, this is something that you can print up and include in a digital or analog diary, subject notebooks, or pin up above your computer and desk, or scan into your phone or use as a desktop. Third step is to then create an individual weekly plan. So now you have your typical week plan, you have a general overview of everything that needs to get done each week. However, no week is ever the same and things are going to change and come up. So we have to start to allow for that. As you move through each week, you'll also start to develop a task list of specific tasks and activities and things that need to occur and need to get done every week. So these could include activities, homework, and assessments for each subject, as well as personal tasks such as paying a bill, getting a new student card, or buying some equipment or materials for your classes. So you'll already have allocated a block of time for some of these activities on your typical weekly plan. For example, you may have 3 or 4 hours allocated for study for a history subject. The tasks you need to complete in this time might include things like researching and finding articles, reading the articles and taking notes, deciding on a topic, creating an outline, and writing at least 200 words to just get you started. So tasks and time are two different things. Tasks are the things you have to do. Time is when you'll do them. Every Sunday night or afternoon, you can take out your semester plan, your typical weekly plan, and your task list and adjust these for your next week ahead in a specific weekly plan. If you have an assessment due that needs a little more work than another subject, you can change your study hours for that week. If you have a family event that has come up for a Friday night, you can include that and shuffle a few things around. Maybe you have to give up a night of video games for 1 week, but you'll survive. So once you have a weekly plan in place, you can start to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. You'll feel yourself start to relax because your brain can let go of trying to hold on to and remember everything. It's sorted, it's on paper. You know when it's going to happen, it's in your plan. You can free up some of that mental bandwidth that is worrying about these things for actually getting the work done. However, the plan is not the end, it's just a plan. You're going to need to refer to the plan, revise the plan, and implement the plan. This is going to take commitment and practice. Chances are you won't get it perfect the first time. None of us do, and in fact quite often we rarely ever implement the plan completely. Things will take longer than expected, unexpected tasks or events will arise and you'll get distracted because you're human. So take it easy on yourself, take note of what works well and maybe not so well for you, and make adjustments as you go. If you only do one thing that was slightly better this week than last week, you're absolutely improving. If you have any specific questions or comments about weekly planning, task or time management, or productivity in general, I'd love to know. You can ask me at archimash.com/askliz. If you haven't already downloaded your Architectural Startup Student Planner, make sure you do. The link is in the description. If you want to know more, make sure you consider subscribing to my channel because I have a ton of content to share to help make learning, studying, and practicing architecture easier and faster. While you wait for the next episode, make sure you check out some of my other work either here or at archimash.com. That's everything for today. I hope you found it helpful. Have a great day and I will see you next time.